If there's noise around you, let the silence settle. If someone is near you, this moment is not for them. It is for you. What comes next is not background content. It demands everything from you. You passed the test. You walked through the fire of public humiliation. You endured the silence when your name was mocked. You stood firm where anyone else would have crumbled. The world saw you at your limit, and the enemy thought your shame would be your end. They understood nothing. This morning, heaven recalculated the route of your life. And I need to tell you exactly why the phase of surviving scorn has just ended in the divine court. You didn't get here because of an algorithm. You arrived because you were marked to arrive. This is divine alignment. And what you survived was not to break you. It was to prepare you for this exact moment. Your mind endlessly replays the same conversation at 3 a.m. about the injustice suffered. Your body trembles in social situations where your name might be mentioned. Money comes in and disappears without a trace, as if prosperity itself is mocked. The feeling of wearing an invisible armor against judgmental stares. The question that never stops. Why do they, and not I, reap what they sow? The innocent question from a child or spouse about your state that hurts because you have no answer. There is one thing I will put in your hands before this message closes. Something Solomon recorded for the child of God who needs to navigate public humiliation and the wait for justice, and that fits in your pocket. It's not a book to study, it's an instrument to sustain the weight of what you carry. I will return to this. For now, stay with it. The exhaustion of constantly having to prove your innocence, the bitterness of seeing your detractors prosper while you remain silent. And exactly about that, about the next unexpected encounter with those who mocked your name, I have already left the instrument waiting for you in the first pinned comment. If you need to leave before the end, it's there. But stay, because the Hebrew name of what is happening to you has not yet been spoken. Have you ever felt that this public humiliation and the wait for vindication is not just human, but spiritual? What if this pattern of silence and suffering is a sign that there's a battle against the purpose God has placed upon your life? It was in seeking answers to this that I found this digital guide called the Solomon Code. This guide is not just a reading. It's a key to spiritual understanding, a tool made for those who wish to see beyond appearances, to stop treating public humiliation as a mere discomfort, and to understand why scorn rises with such force against those who bear a mark of God. Many chosen ones here on the channel have already felt the call of the code, but have not yet made the decision to download the digital guide. Download it right now. It's available in the first pinned comment. If you are among the first to download it, come back here and write Amen. This will be your act of faith. And even today, God can show you the reason why scorn has risen against your life. Your mind doesn't shut off, constantly replaying the same conversations at 3 a.m. about the injustice suffered. Your body trembles in social situations where your name might be mentioned. Money comes in and disappears without a trace, as if prosperity is mocked. The feeling of carrying an invisible armor against judgmental stares. The question that never stops, why do they and not I reap what they sow? The innocent question from a child or spouse about your state that hurts because you have no answer. And exactly about that, about the next unexpected encounter with those who mocked your name, I have already left the instrument waiting for you in the first pinned comment. If you need to leave before the end, it's there. But stay, because the Hebrew name of what is happening to you has not yet been spoken. You feel alone in your fight for justice, with no one to share the burden with. What looks like social isolation is actually God's preparation for a personal testimony. You say you believe in divine justice, but deep down, a part of you doubts it will come for you. What looks like humility is actually a subtle obstacle from the enemy to prevent your possession. The reverse court technique, Isaiah 54:17. This tool consists of reversing the accusation. Instead of defending yourself, you present yourself as the offended party and God as your advocate and judge. The step-by-step includes identifying the accusation, presenting your case to God with faith, and declaring the annulment of every unjust sentence upon your life, based on the word that no weapon that is fashioned against you shall succeed. Isaiah 54:17 ESV. And if you are feeling right now that this is exactly what you need, even before I continue, place your thumb now on the link in the first pinned comment. Don't click yet, just place your thumb. Feel the weight of the decision before making the decision. This guide is not a method to do more. It's an instrument to sustain more. It doesn't train you. It covers you, and the next scene of the next unexpected encounter with those who mocked your name arrives sooner than it seems. And it comes with 2 seals for your home, not for your performance. The first seal is the ritual of the righteous sleep. It's an audio. You don't read, you lie down. And what you used to call insomnia, today you will call unsealed vigil, and you will learn to seal the night with the right name, in the right order, with the right voice. The second seal is the awakening of clarity, the 7 morning decrees, 7 short phrases, 1 for each morning of the week. So you no longer wake up without identity, so you cross the first hour of the day with the posture of one who was sent, and not with the posture of one who was run over. You have 7 days of unconditional guarantee to use and feel. 7 full days. If in 7 days the instrument has not touched what needs to be touched in you, if clarity has not arrived, you send an email and receive your money back. Without questions, without justification. And the 2 seals, the ritual and the decrees, remain with you even if you return it. They are yours, no strings attached. But I need to be direct with you. The real risk is not spending less than 2 coffees. The real risk is the next scene of the next unexpected encounter with those who mocked your name arriving, and you are still empty-handed. That is the risk that has a face, and it's about that face that I need to talk to you now. And perhaps you are asking yourself some questions now that deserve an answer before we continue. What if public humiliation has already deeply wounded me to the point that I no longer believe? Answer: faith is not in your strength, but in God's justice. Solomon's instrument reorganizes your vision, showing that the wound is preparation for the crown. How can I trust God to act if I have waited so long without seeing justice? Answer: God's justice does not follow the human calendar. The instrument accelerates the alignment of your soul with divine time, not chronological time. Waiting is a test of faith, not abandonment. Is seeking vindication a dangerous path, similar to revenge? Answer: revenge is human, vindication is divine. The instrument teaches you to entrust the cause to the right judge and to position yourself to receive the verdict without staining your hands. It's not about seeking harm to others, it's about seeking your own restoration. Woman, 45, entrepreneur, suffered from gossip and sabotage at work for years. In the first week of using the awakening of clarity, she felt an inexplicable peace, and the quote she sent me was, "I wasn't seeking justice anymore. Justice found me." Man, 58, community leader, saw his name publicly defamed by false accusations. After months of using the ritual of the righteous sleep, he said, "I slept for the first time in years without feeling the burden of shame." Young woman, 29, digital influencer, was the target of an unjust cancellation campaign. After applying the reverse court technique, she realized, my followers saw the truth even before I had to defend myself. Perhaps in 3 hours you will be lying in bed again, with the feeling of humiliation, remembering that you saw this video and still did not reach out. Perhaps in the next scene of the next unexpected encounter with those who mocked your name, you will feel disarmed. Perhaps at the next Sunday family lunch, the silence about your situation will continue, and the consequence keeps coming with the same alarm clock, the same coffee, the same door opening in the next scene of the next unexpected encounter. The link is in the first pinned comment, pinned for you, not for all. For you who need to cross the next scene of the next unexpected encounter with those who mocked your name with the instrument in hand, click now. And when you do that, when you open this link, you are not buying a book. You are accepting an instrument that Solomon prepared for your ordinary day. And what you will understand next, when you hear the Hebrew word that comes now, will change the way you read everything that has happened until now. The Hebrew word that exactly defines what is happening to you is nakam, NKM. Pronounce it softly with me wherever you are. Nakam. Nakam means divine vindication, but that's not all. It is the righteous action of God that restores honor and corrects injustice, not through human revenge, but through celestial decree. It's not just a dictionary translation. It's a word that describes a state, a posture, a calling. And when you hear that word, something within you calms down, because it was already within you. You just didn't have a name for it. And concerning this word, it is written in Psalm 4, verse 8, "In peace I will both lie down and sleep, for you alone, O Lord, make me dwell in safety." ESV. It is not a promise for the future. It is a declaration of state. David was persecuted and mocked by Saul and his enemies. Even though he was God's anointed, he felt the pain of injustice and public humiliation, as when David was mocked by Goliath or when Saul hunted him. David used unwavering faith in God as his shield and sword. He resorted to prayer and entrusting his cause to the Lord, as in Psalm 35, where he cries out for justice against his slanderers. David, even while fleeing and hiding, continued to worship and trust God. He did not retaliate to provocations, but waited for divine action, operating his faith in every challenge. God avenged David's cause, exalting him to the throne and delivering his enemies into his hands, restoring his honor publicly and silencing those who mocked him. And what David had to improvise in the heat of persecution, you can do now with a guide in hand. The instrument Solomon recorded is the same one waiting for you in the first pinned comment. Let me pause for a full minute and put everything you've just heard into simple words, without poetry, without metaphor, just the facts. Fact 1. There is a spirit of public humiliation and scorn. Fact 2. It acts by undermining your honor and peace, trying to make you doubt divine justice. Fact 3. David was the target of this same attack. Fact 4. Your hesitation, which you call prudence, is exactly what this spirit needs to convince you to give up in the next scene of the next unexpected encounter with those who mocked your name. There are 3 types of calling currently being tested by the spirit of scorn. You are one of these 3 types. When I name yours, your spirit will leap with recognition. The first type is the bearer of honor. He suffers direct attacks on his reputation and is neutralized by shame and isolation. The second type is the silent sentinel. He observes injustice and defamation in silence, being neutralized by passivity and hopelessness. The third type is the divine vindicator, called to manifest God's justice, but neutralized by self-justification and impatience. And concerning your type, heaven had already sealed 3 names. The first name is Defender of Truth. His function is not to be silent in the face of lies. Even if his external silence is strategic, his internal truth is unshakable. The Solomon Code teaches you to stand firm in your truth. The second name is Heir of Restitution. His function is to receive back with interest everything the enemy stole. The third name is Spokesperson of the Verdict. His function is to announce the divine sentence, even without words, through his transformed life. If one of these three names resonated most strongly with you, write the number below in the comments. 1, 2, or 3. This is your first act of taking possession of your identity. For the defender of truth, the tactic is lies and defamation. The weapon is the reverse court technique. For the heir of restitution, the tactic is deprivation and loss. The weapon is the ritual of the righteous sleep, which restores your energy to receive. For the spokesperson of the verdict, the tactic is silencing and fear. The weapon is the awakening of clarity, which gives you the right words for every morning. And these three weapons alone are a reminder. With the instrument, they become a covering. Recognizing the cycle without having the instrument Solomon left is receiving the diagnosis without the treatment. And furthermore, there are 4 portals beyond these 3 that I cannot open here, not for lack of time, but for density. Each needs its own page with the exact counter-weapon. And until I deliver these 4 to you here, the spirit of scorn knows them all. The guide delivers them. But before I release you, there is one last point. The last obstacle is not the enemy. It's a voice within you that sounds dangerously reasonable. It's the fear of appearing ungrateful. It's the fear that by accepting an instrument, you are telling God that what he has already done was not enough. It is false piety. It is pride dressed as humility. God does not give you strength to refuse the weapons he himself forged for your battle. Accepting the instrument is not doubting strength. It is honoring the general's strategy. Now I want you to close your eyes wherever you are, place your right hand over your chest, and repeat softly with me if you need to, but let it come from your mouth. Father, I surrender to you the weariness that has accumulated in these past months because of humiliation and the wait for justice. I release myself from the fear of appearing ungrateful. This is the most subtle current. My urgency is my gratitude, and I now receive the 3 names that were sealed upon me: defender of truth, heir of restitution, spokesperson of the verdict. Not for me to boast, but for me to remember, for me to navigate what comes with them in my mouth, in my posture, in my heart. And before the voice that comes now, I need you to hear one thing. The intensity of what you have gone through in recent months is not proof that something is wrong with you. It is proof that you are exactly where you always knew you should be. If this resonates with you now, write below, I receive the turnaround. And now the Father's voice. Listen, son, daughter, I saw you. I saw you endure scorn in silence. I never lost sight of you. I never closed the seat at my table that bears your name. Your name is engraved in the palms of my hands. The chair is yours. The pride in your faithful and righteous heart was never withheld from you. And there is a voice speaking within you now, a voice that says, this is not for me. This is for someone with greater faith. I need you to hear this from me now. You have permission. You have permission to receive what you did not conquer. You have permission to occupy the chair at the table without having to justify. You have permission to let die the version of you that needed to suffer to feel worthy. Solomon did not prepare this instrument for those who are already ready. He prepared it for those who are tired, and you are tired now. I now extend my hand towards your home and decree a covering of sealing over everything that belongs to you, over your table, so that peace and honor may be restored. I declare a covering over your children and your spouse, if you have them. May they be protected from every inheritance of shame and receive your vindication. And I decree a covering over your work, over your hands. May every effort be seen and rewarded, silencing the mockers. You are committed, you are commissioned, you are sent. You are committed, you are commissioned, you are sent. You are committed, you are commissioned, you are sent. Before I release you, I want you to walk with me to a room you haven't yet seen with your physical eyes. Don't force it. Just let the image come. There's a long, dark wooden table. The light comes from above, from a place you can't identify. There are people sitting there, some you loved and are now gone, others you haven't met yet. The faces look like family, and there's an empty chair near the head of the table. Your shape is carved into it. The wood remembers you. Solomon is at the head and he nods, as if to say, "We were waiting for you." You are not creating this scene. You are remembering it. The chair has always been yours. Only you were missing. Don't say amen yet. Sit with that for a moment. Feel the weight of what just happened. Now you can say amen. The Solomon Code is waiting for you in the first pinned comment right below, with the ritual of sleep and the 7 morning decrees. For less than 2 coffees, because a bearer of honor without a covering decays in the next scene of the next unexpected encounter with those who mocked your name. And the adversary counts on the next unexpected scene. It's not an expense, it's an instrument. And Solomon prepared it for you to cross what comes with a firm hand, not an empty hand, with a 7-day guarantee. The risk is ours, the hand is yours. Click now while the decree is still alive in your heart. Not tomorrow, not after your bath. Because whoever postpones, postpones forever, and the adversary already knows that. In the next 3 hours, he will speak within you. Not loudly. In sequence, 5 short phrases. You can think about it tomorrow. The humiliation is already over. You need this money for something more urgent. This is a luxury. This pursuit of justice is pride, not faith. You should forgive and forget. This isn't for you. It's for someone with stronger faith. If God wanted to act, he would have already. He doesn't need your help. 5 waves. He tries from 5 angles. At some point, you give in. Today, now, before the next scene of the next unexpected encounter with those who mocked your name, not later, today. And Solomon will sustain you. And before you go, think of one specific person. Not many, one. The person whose name just came to you when I said that. The person who has been silent, faithful, unseen, being attacked in the same way. Someone who has come home carrying a burden that is not theirs. Someone who needs the same sealing you just received. Send this video to them. They are waiting for this word to arrive. Perhaps it will be your hand that delivers it. It's not a favor. It's service, and heaven sees it. If you watch this video until the end, comment below, "Amen received," and send this video to that specific person who came to your mind. It is done. What was delivered here was delivered. You are not the same person you were when you pressed play. You are deeply loved. You were never forgotten. The chair is yours, and so it is sealed. The next scene of the next unexpected encounter with those who mocked your name can wait 10 more seconds. May the wisdom from above be your ground today. May your soul find rest until the next encounter.